Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about intent-driven marketing, which you've probably heard of, but I want to focus on it because a lot of people are saying your most important thing would be your creatives or your landing pages, and those are important, but intent of the user before they ever even see you is probably the most important thing, if not the most important thing. Let's jump into it and I'll explain as I'm going why. I'm going to focus on 5 major websites and we're going to talk a little bit about the intent of the users on each one. Google is going to be our number one. Think about yourself. When you're on Google, what are you doing there? More than likely, it's research, it's checking into companies, it's searching for restaurants or an attorney that's close to you. Generally, people are not going on Google to hang out. It's not the place where all the cool kids are. They tried for a while with Google Plus and it failed miserably because people's intent when they're on Google is not to hang out. It's to generally research, find things. And so when you know that that's what their intent is, that is where you want to work on reviews, work on your credibility, work on everything that would make people want to reach out to you when they intend to actually find someone in your niche. Let's go the whole other side of the spectrum, which would be Facebook, Instagram. When you're on Facebook and Instagram, why? Generally, people are doom scrolling. They're looking for things that are funny. They might be looking for some of the influencers that they follow, seeing what they're up to. But generally, it's kind of like the party everybody wants to go to hang out with the cool kids. They follow all the people that they want to be like. They follow the people that they wish were their friends, and they kind of just get absorbed in that. That's why doom scrolling is a thing. If you try to put an ad for an attorney on there, all you're doing is interrupting their playtime. That's why service businesses, white collar, blue collar, any kind of ads that are interrupting people generally don't hit well. But if you want to look into putting something that's a little bit more fun, that's going to interrupt people with a really fun purchase, that's going to create an impulse buy, that's the place to do it. Because if people are hanging out, they see an influencer, that influencer has a shirt that they're like, man, I would love to have that. And then right below it says, oh, you can buy this shirt here. They're more likely to purchase because they're in that mindset. It's like they're hanging out at the mall with their friends and everybody's saying, oh, you should totally get that. It looks amazing. And they're like, oh, well, I want to look amazing, right? Their intent when they're on there is to hang out. So if you try to show a more professional, research-based look, you're probably not going to convert really well. But if you go for the fun, the cool, everything that social media is, you're going to have a lot more success. So hopefully you can kind of see where I'm going with all this. Next, let's talk LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is kind of like the playground for professionals, but it's like the awkward site that everybody goes to, but nobody wants to be there. I hate to say that, sorry LinkedIn, but it really is the truth. Everybody's on there because they want to network with everybody else. And so they kind of show up at the luncheons after work and they're smiling and they're in their suits and they're like, wow, that's really, really interesting. Well, let me tell you about my resume. And everybody is just wanting to get their name out and they really don't care about everybody else's name. And so if you know that that's their intent, the people who are going to do the best on LinkedIn are the people who are going to offer some kind of service to connect those professionals with other professionals, because that's really the only reason they're on there. And so you have to actually add some kind of value to these other people. You don't really want to network and just say, hey, here's my business card. Please don't throw it away. Oh, here's my business card. Don't throw it away. You're not going to retain anybody that way. So you have to actually offer something of value that gives them a reason to want to connect with you, because they're generally there for selfish reasons. People aren't really there because they want to help other professionals succeed. It's just the hard truth. Sorry. The next one is X. So X, formerly Twitter, simplest way to put it, X is where people want to get digested news feeds. So essentially the summary. Generally, if it's something that they're really interested in, then they want to be able to argue about it. So if you go on X, you can find anything on there, news related, and then you'll just see tons of comments, people arguing back and forth. It's just kind of a bloodbath constantly. But if you know that their intent is to go on, stay updated, you can successfully advertise, but it's very similar to Reddit. People don't really want to be bothered when they're on there. They're kind of on there to get the information they need, stay on, hang out, put their own 2 cents, or get out of there. But they're not really paying attention to the ads. So you have to get very, very creative if you want to interrupt people on X or Reddit. The last one, ChatGPT, and I'm going to just compile in all AI LLMs just to make this easy. But people generally see these AI models as tools more than they see them as websites. So if people say, I need to generate an image, I need to generate some text, a blog post, whatever it is that they're doing, they generally see these things as a helper, a tool, and then on the occasion that they use it for research where they'll say, please analyze this, or that and give me the answer, they actually trust the answers coming out of these LLMs more than they would any of these other sites, which is a little dangerous because there's quite a bit of data in there that is not correct, but that's the mode people are in right now. AI models are not allowing for advertising, and so you have to create content that they'll pick up naturally. But if you can get picked up, people will generally trust the answers that are coming out of these sites more than they're going to trust any of the other ones. So they're definitely a great place to go. And I would imagine in the future, they're going to allow advertising. It'll make it much easier. To kind of summarize, these are just a few sites, but the first thing you need to be doing when you're thinking about marketing is think about what the people's intent is when they're on that website. Stop trying to interrupt them with irrelevant ads that are just going to bother them when that's not what they're doing there. Stop showing boring ads to people who are doom scrolling on Instagram because they're trying to have fun, and vice versa. If you try to show something super spunky and fun and upbeat, it might work on Google, but you're probably going to be better off if you have solid reviews, a good history, other sites that are talking about you, and everything else that people find valuable. I hope this was helpful and will help you in your next marketing setup, your marketing campaigns, when you start thinking about intent-driven marketing versus everything else.